Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
My name's Mike.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to Amped Golf and another episode of the Amped Golf podcast. How are the two of you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, not too bad. Recovering from the holidays. Sorry I wasn't on last week. Doing well.
I'm so ready for
Awesome.
it to just not be dark
I know.
anymore.
It's been miserable.
I think about that a lot, and I don't think it's that bad. When I lived in New Hampshire in the middle of winter, it was dark at 4:30. Here it's still light out at 5:30, and it's going to get better. It's only on the upswing, guys.
It's
Only
still
on the upswing.
Too early. It's still too early.
Well, somebody said that they took a look at the weather and that, everybody's always analyzing data points. They said this has been one of the grayest lack of sunshine winters.
Oh, it's been horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And fall.
That's been horrible.
Part of fall. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I could get a sunny day once in a while, I'd kind of be able to pretend it was decent.
Well, on Sunday, we went to my dad's house for Christmas, and we got there. It was a beautiful day. I think I walked in the door, and you were like, "Look, it's sunny outside." I was like, "Yeah, it's great." And 45 minutes later, it was overcast and gross and gray.
Yeah.
Hey, but I stayed up till midnight at New Year's Eve. So
Yes, you did.
We stayed up
Yes,
till
you
Midnight.
did.
Everyone, it was a good time. All right, have a good night, everybody. See you guys later. Make sure you guys all drive safe. All that stuff. It really wound down quick after midnight.
It's funny.
Yep. I hope everybody else had a great holiday. It's finally over for us with our Christmas on last Sunday. So that's great. Please, if you haven't done it, like and subscribe, follow us on all social media sites. We'd really appreciate that. Couple things before we really get going. It really looks like the PGA, LPGA tours and the manufacturers are doing a lot more with YouTube golf. I think they've seen, there's value there, and a few examples of that just recently over the last couple of days, things that have been released. George Bryan from the Bryan brothers made content with John Rahm and Annika Sorenstam for Callaway, specifically for Callaway. Sully and was it Neil from No Laying Up played in Hawaii just before the Century with JT and Spieth.
Yep.
I was gonna say Century was out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Good had, get this, Alex Noren, John Rahm, Annika Sorenstam, Madeline Sackstrom, Andrea Lee, Sam Burns, Dylan Fratelli, Harry Hall, Francesco Molinari, and somebody else I can't remember off the top of my head in a 2-part video.
Yeah.
So is this move, my question is this move designed to attract a younger audience and fight live golf?
I
don't
think
know about
it's
fight.
definitely to attract a younger audience.
Yeah, I was definitely where I was going there, and I can see that. Also, I mean, the social media platforms, nothing but up on revenue and advertising dollars and all this other stuff, right? So you gotta follow that, and if you want that crowd, you got to go where the crowd is. You don't stand across the street. You go mingle with the crowd. So
Yeah.
To fight live golf, isn't everything the PGA is doing right now to fight live golf? I mean, isn't
Right.
that their default stance?
If you listen to Monahan, and we'll get into that a little bit later, no, it's product against product, and people can choose now. So they're not fighting.
So who got to him over the winter? What
Right.
Oh,
happened
trust
there?
me, they're still fighting because there's a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot going on.
We got
The other thing
court
is
and everything else, court battle.
PGA has their whole schedule released. Everybody knows what's going on. Liv has 7 of 14 events announced. What the hell is going on? Why haven't they announced the other 7 events? Are they struggling? Are they having a hard time getting it completed? They just lost another head honcho who resigned. So they've lost 2 now. Is Liv struggling to get courses to accept them or find the right ones? Or are they just really holding on to find the right ones?
I think they're probably just holding on to find the right ones, or ones that will suit them. They don't want to play just any course. They're probably looking for, they probably have some standards that they're looking at, but I'm not sure. I mean, if they haven't released the other 7, I mean, maybe they don't have them, or maybe they're just not releasing them for a specific reason.
Well, so they play their first event in February, then they, go March, April, May, I mean, they've got some events sprinkled in there, right? So are they just like first half of the schedule? Are they waiting to, I don't know, who knows what they're doing? I think that's speculation on anybody's part. Are they radioactive? Maybe is the kind of the question you're asking on the other side of that. I don't know about that. And I don't think there's any fallout from a golf course hosting an event from Live Golf, right? I mean, if Augusta, and they won't host a Live Golf event, are we going to say, oh, well, the Masters is tarnished now because Live played on Augusta? We're not.
No, we want to see the best golfers, right? So,
right.
You're going to see the best golfers at Augusta. You're going to see them at the Open Championship, and you're going to see them at the U.S. Open. I don't know about the other major. We'll see about that one yet.
Yeah, no, you're talking about something else. But what I'm saying is, I don't think just because the Live Golf wants to host at a course, it doesn't. I don't think the course is saying no.
Right.
Who cares?
I mean, yeah, if any major tournament wanted to host at a golf course, I'm sure that golf course would be jumping for joy because it costs a lot, especially if you're running a really, 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 top tier course. It's probably costs a lot to maintain that course, and you want as much, money as you can get in advertisement, whatever you can for your golf course.
Right. I agree. So, and the last thing before we jump into it is Jay Monahan came out and he was asked, is Tiger Woods going to be docked for not hitting the required number of tournaments? And he basically said no. Is it fair that Tiger doesn't get docked like other pros would if they didn't hit the required number of tournaments? PIP points I'm talking about specifically here, right? Because Tiger won the PIP last year, right? And how many events did he play?
None. Did he play any? Yeah, he didn't play any events.
He last year he played. Yeah, he played some.
Oh, did he?
Played a couple, but not much.
Oh, yeah.
So is it fair that Tiger's not going to get docked PIP points or lose money from the PIP as other pros might? I think it's not very fair. I think they're playing favorites here. What do you think?
I'd have to agree. You're kind of asking the wrong guy, right? Because stop sign's a stop sign, even if no one's watching you at the stop sign. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't on like a injured list or had any anything like that going on where he could play less events because he was technically injured. Yeah. I mean, that's a clear sign of favoritism.
Right. If he has a doctor's note.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Got to have the doctor's note. So
if
you miss 3 or more events, you need a doctor's note. So.
Right.
All right. Enough of that crap right now. Century happened, and everyone thought that Morikawa was going to cruise to victory until he fell apart on Sunday.
Yeah.
And... Oh, see, he was so far ahead. I looked at the stats on the end of the day Saturday, and I went, really? So I didn't even pay attention. I'll be honest with you. It was like kind of in the bag, I thought. So I was one of those.
Rahm was 7 shots back when he started the day behind him. And he threw up a 10 under 63 to take a 2-stroke win, while Morikawa, you win. And you win like $2.7 million. This is a big one. This is an elevated event, right?
Yes.
And Morikawa had 3 straight bogeys after making it through 67 holes without a single one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Basically fell apart. He had an 8 under 65 on Saturday. He ended that round with 4 birdies in his final 5 holes too. And he kept it going on Sunday with 3 birdies in his first 6 holes, got his lead up to 7. And then that was it. He rattled off 7 straight pars. And that was it. Didn't do much after that. He got a bogey on 14. And Rahm just didn't stop. Rahm had 5 birdies on the front and 3 straight birdies on the back before the eagle on par 5 15th. So,
my boy. I mean, I'm not a big Rahm fan, but I picked him at the right time. So
yeah, you did. Tony had Morikawa. Aaron had Scotty Scheffler, and I had Tony Finau. So a pretty tight race.
Yeah, we all made some money, I feel like.
There we go.
2.7 million is a big leap to
300,000,
right?
Yeah. I needed it.
You did need it. I'll have all the updated standings next week. I've been so busy with archery and everything going on here in the coaching aspect that I've been a little behind, but I'm caught up now. So next week will be a little bit better. We'll have the complete standings. Morikawa said, and this is great, I don't know, it sucks. You work so hard, you give yourself these opportunities, and just bad timing on bad shots. And it kind of added up really quickly. I don't know what I'm going to learn from this week, but it just didn't seem like it was that far off. Yeah.
It
sucks.
It wasn't. And he didn't play bad golf until, he had a couple bogeys, like you said, on Sunday.
Right.
But Rahm, this is one of those cases where I think Rahm just played better golf tee to green. He didn't have a great, closing round into Saturday. He was kind of beating himself up, he said. And then I guess his caddy kind of took him aside and was like, listen, you are going too fast. You're not committing to a shot. You need to slow down, pick a shot, pick the number that you want. And he said after that pep talk, he just couldn't miss. Like he was hitting everything. And even Rahm said, he's like, I just put my foot down on the gas and played as aggressively as I could. And he couldn't miss. He shot 63.
He gets his 8th tour win. He seemed this tournament, I think, set him on the wrong path last year, because he had that comment about it's a putting contest and this sucks and it's effing stupid. And he went on and on for a while about this rant, right? And then he didn't do much.
Right.
He had a good end of season, and he had some wins under his belt. The Spanish Open. Was it what's the one in Mexico that he won? God dang it, I can't remember off the top of my head. The Mexico Open.
He also won the DP World Tour Championship over.
That's right.
Side too, so.
Yeah. He said in response to Morikawa, you never want to see somebody have a bad day down the stretch, but I feel like with that lead he had, I needed to play really good, and he needed to make a couple mistakes. And that's exactly what happened here. Morikawa's like, for me, I know there's still a lot of work to do. And I thought he was playing so well. I'm like, holy shit, Morikawa's back.
Right. Yeah.
Fully back.
Right.
But he hasn't really did anything since the 2021 British Open or Open Championship, right? So he says he's got a lot of work to do. It showed today, but he's willing to put in that work. And right now he hopes that it's just going to push him to really figure out what's going to take for 72 holes to come up and win. And on top of this, Xander Schauffele withdrew, which was during Thursday's round, I believe. Thursday's or Friday's round.
A back injury,
he had this nagging back injury. Apparently, it's a little bit more serious than that. It's something that it might take some time off. He made a comment, I don't remember the exact quote, something about he should have stayed fat and out of shape, because he never got hurt like that before. So.
Yeah, to quote John Daly, you can't pull fat. So
yeah, was it cigarettes plus caffeine, or nicotine plus caffeine equals protein?
That's right.
Yeah, John Daly,
my hero right there.
Daly.
You gotta love John Daly, man. You gotta love
great.
him. So it was a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, well, after Rahm won too, he was given his press conference, and he's like, if I would have shot, because between this year and last year, it's a combined 60 under par. He said if I would have shot 60 under par in 2 starts and not one, I would have been pretty mad. So, it's like, it's one of those things where after last year, he lost by 1 to Cameron Smith last year. And I think he shot a course record last year too. And
Cam Smith did shoot the course record last year. Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where.
Yeah. The 72 hole record was at 32 or 33 under, something like that.
33. So. Yeah.
So
just,
go ahead.
Yeah. It's just kind of crazy to think that you can show up at this golf course and they go so low there. He shoots 30 under par and two starts. It's kind of insane.
What I want to see at this course one year is I want to see the winds they get in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I want to see those just blazing, gusting winds, 30, 40 mile an hour. Go ahead. Now let's see what you got now.
Let's see you go low today.
Yeah. I want to see that. Plus it be super wet, just sopping wet. They just balls are plugging. And it's just brutal.
Sopping wet or blazing fast, just hard, burnt out everything, right? That'd be awesome. Either one, it'd make the course more fun to play or for us to watch them try to play it, because it's pretty inviting course right now. So, up next we stay in Hawaii. Sony opens up.
Sony Open.
Yep. So Matsuyama was last year's champion at Wailea Country Club. So he made up a 5-shot deficit on a back 9 to force a playoff with Russell Henley. And in the first playoff hole, he hit his 3-wood 276 yards, landing the ball 3 feet from the cup on a par 5. So he tapped in for eagle and got his 8th PGA Tour victory last year. This is interesting this year because Golf Channel is broadcasting all 4 days.
Oh, cool.
So,
All right.
not going to be on any of the big networks. Top
football playoff weekend.
Yeah, it is. Football playoffs clash hard right now with golf season. So the top 50 players that are in the field include Jordan Spieth, Tom Kim, Billy Horschel, Sungjae Im, Matsuyama, Brian Harmon, Keegan Bradley, Russell Henley, Corey Connors, Adam Scott, Tom Hoagie, Kurt Kitayama, Mackenzie Hughes, and there's a ton of other players in it. It's a full field. I think 144 people in this field. So we got a pretty big field and we have a cut unlike other events. Who's your picks?
Happy Gilmore.
It's a good pick.
It is a good pick.
I don't think I picked Tom Kim yet, and I think I'm ready to burn my Tom Kim pick. So I'm going to go with Tom Kim.
I'm going to go with
a good pick.
Mr. Reliable, Mr. Steady, Webb Simpson.
Webb Simpson.
That's right.
Look at you
there's
go.
a dark horse pick.
Yeah,
All right.
Webb Simpson. I just think I just need to consistently put money up on the board, and I think he is right there.
He is right there.
2.7 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of those will put you way up in the lead there. So I think I'm going to go with Brian Harmon this week.
Wow.
You laid such an egg for me. I'm so disappointed.
I know. I'm going to take the lefty and see what happens. So we'll see. I haven't gotten Tony's pick yet. I'm sure I'll have that soon, and we'll throw it up in the chat as well so that everybody can see it.
What's the golf course they're playing at again?
Wailea
Country Club.
Yeah.
Wailea Country Club.
Justin Thomas has the course record here. He shot a 253 aggregate, but he won this tournament in 2017. His opening round, he shot a 59.
Wow. Were you disappointed with JT's performance in the last tournament? I thought he'd do a lot better.
Where did he finish?
Oh, let's see. JT was 3 under on the last day, 15 under, 25th place.
That's fine. It's not bad.
I mean, out of 38 golfers,
it's not last, but obviously, I want him to do better, but it's okay.
I was a little disappointed in Thagala. I thought he was going to perform better here. Scott,
did he take any time off? Really? I mean, they can golf. Don't they have events over in Thailand?
Thagala, I think was off for like the 3 or 4 weeks that they were down.
He sets a blistering pace, and so my concern is that he's time off. There's 2 schools of thought. We've talked about this before, but I just wonder, do you get worn out? Do you get burnt out?
Right.
I think you can. Fitzpatrick was pretty decent at 21 under. He was a little bit better than I thought. Even Zalatoris came back after that injury and finished tied for 11th at 20 under. So Jordan was at 19 under. I think Jordan left a few too many shots out on the course. He had some bad shots. He had some great shots too. Hovland, I thought, would do better here. He was at 17 under and a tie for 18th. So it was an interesting list. I thought JT would have played better here. Coming up to it, he was having some fun. He played with the no laying up guys, and his wedge game. Oof,
it's nuts.
It's pretty spectacular. So Monahan was there, and he had a little question and answer session. And some of the questions that were asked were you disappointed with the Masters decision to let live golfers play? He wasn't surprised at all in that. He figured it would happen. He was asked, when you talk about the tour product, is it important that the designated events, the World Golf Classics, have cuts to further distinguish what you're offering versus live? I think that was a weak question. Of course he thinks that. What are you, an idiot? Come, give me a break.
That's always been my problem with the press, is they ask, Captain Obvious type questions.
Just dumb questions. They asked him if his opinion on if there's a way back for live players to the PGA Tour has changed, and he says, of course, it has not changed. They made their decision, and they're there. He's just worried about everything he can do with the guys and players that he has in the PGA Tour and making sure he copies as much of what Liv does as possible to keep everybody happy on the PGA Tour, right?
Are they banned? Like, did the PGA ban those golfers that went to Live? I can't remember if that was like a hard ban. Like, you are banned for life.
You're done. So you're done. And it's going to be interesting, right? Because what happens if Phil retires and decides he wants to play the senior
tour? Yeah.
Events? Can he do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. The players position, the players is going to be interesting. He didn't really get into what he thinks is going to happen with the players. So they want the strongest field, but I don't think they want the live golfers and the players. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen there. He was asked if the tour is stronger than weaker than they were a year ago. So before I give you his answer, do you think the tour is stronger or weaker than a year ago?
I would have to say weaker. I don't know if they can put a degree on it, right? But I think
Right.
with all the golfers in the stable, I think you have a stronger product, right? So if
Right.
they're all competing and you're, the names that, especially Cam Smith, who was a hot.
That's a big name to go. DJ's a big name to go.
DJ's a big name to go. There are a few of those, right?
Yep.
I think it is weaker for those names not being there, especially then the PGA digging in and saying, okay, well, kiss my ass, you're gone forever. Okay.
Right.
All right. So
I could see them. I mean, let's say hypothetically Liv does fold or whatever, and some of these golfers want to come back. I would wager that they would be allowed back. If they were a Cam Smith, like if in 2 years he was like, this isn't working out, and he was still a really good golfer, one of the best in the world, PGA might let him slide back in and just kind of brush it under the rug. We got to get those sweet views.
that's right.
Yeah, he's got a whole continent to represent, right? So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Hey, I heard the US Open is coming back to Winged Foot in 2028.
Listen, I saw that on Golf Digest. It was one of those things where it was like Winged Foot 2028 US Open. It's like, you were just there. This is the same article you guys wrote about it two years ago, 3 years ago, whatever.
Right.
Like, this is not anything new. You have done this before.
Now, I love it. It's Winged Foot, not Winged Foot, right?
Right.
That's how they're saying it?
Yes. Winged Foot.
Winged Foot.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, it's a good golf course. I love seeing it. So, Adam Scott came into the 2023 Century Tournament of Champions with $59,873,599 in career on-course earnings on the PGA Tour.
It's not a bad gig.
That's pretty.
He's now
good.
the seventh golfer on tour to rake in more than $60 million. He got
Nice.
$210,000 for his 29th finish, and he's going to stay about $8 million behind Rory Mcilroy, who skipped it. And holy shit, the live world blew up that Rory did not go to this event. And look at how he's already dissing the PGA Tour.
Oh my God.
And this is not going to work. And the PGA Tour does not put out the best. I'm like, they're allowed to skip an event. It's
They only
okay.
have to golf
That's a
in so
long
many,
flight from
actually.
Ireland.
Everybody relax. And he said he was gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's hard to pick a longer flight.
Yeah, I was
on
going
the
to say, you're kind
planet.
of right in the middle. You have to cross two
Opposite.
continents.
Yeah, like it's,
Yeah.
but good vacation spot. I mean, would you rather be in Ireland right now or Hawaii? I don't know.
Right
I'd
now,
probably be
Hawaii.
he probably wants to spend as much time with his family as he wants as he possibly can. So the top 7 on the money list, all-time earnings in the PGA Tour. Number 1, of course, is Tiger, $120,895,000. Phil's number 2 at $94,955,000. DJ is number 3.
Yeah, he won.
I did not know DJ was number 3.
I think he's won like 24 times on tour. I mean, he won
Just
a
under
lot.
$75 million. Furyk, $71.5 million, and VJ at $71.2 million. Rory's at $68 million, and now Adam Scott's at $60 million. So
yeah,
it's a pretty nice field to be part of, right?
Oh yeah.
top money winners of all time, right?
Yeah.
Justin Rose is right there at 57 million, and Matt Cooch is at 55 million. Cooch has won $55 million on the PGA Tour.
Yep.
For him.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Furyk doesn't surprise me up there. What a swing that guy. And I say that with, I mean, obviously it's a great reproducible swing for him, but he's got that hitch in it that I just watch it and I go, he does it the same way every time.
Yeah.
No, I will say my dark horse, Mr. Webb Simpson, old reliable, is only 15th on that list. So he could put up some numbers for me this week.
Hey, if you're going to win a couple million every year on the PGA Tour and you get some longevity, you're gonna do well, right?
Yes, you are.
That on top of the sponsor stuff that you're going to get, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good.
Yep.
What else do we got? So the PGA Tour's lawsuit that's going on with Liv hit some pretty good things. So basically, they said the PIF and Al Ramayan should not be permitted to conduct business in the United States, only to hide behind Shell Corporation to evade the jurisdiction of the court. This is a motion that was filed in the U.S. District Court in Northern California. Both PIF and Al Ramayan have argued that they have no control over the day-to-day operations of Live Golf, which is total bullshit, in my opinion anyway, and therefore shouldn't have to submit to discovery or be forced to give depositions.
That's not how it works.
Right. In a heavily redacted motion, the tour's attorneys referenced the subscriptions and shareholders agreement between PIF and Live Golf that outlines Liv's corporate structure. Attorneys for the tour claim that PIF misstated their central role in running Live, making decisions, and strategically withheld documents. So during that hearing, Judge Beth Labson Freeman appeared to agree with the tour's argument.
Oh yeah, that's
stating if Live
not
Golf
surprised.
is controlled by these entities, then Live Golf is the entity that should be producing these documents. Their failure to do so may give you grounds for seeking a terminating sanction on some of the claims.
Right. Basically, the civil court's version of a summary judgment.
Yeah. So there's obviously this isn't even close to being done. I don't know what it's going to look like until it goes to trial in 2024, right?
Yeah, this 2023 is going to be a lot of this back and forth. We'll see more of these type of articles, right? We'll see counter motions and this kind of juicy detail, and both sides are going to get wins and both sides are going to get losses. That's always the way these legal matters work, right? So this one went very well for the tour. Don't be surprised if we see one go very well for Live.
Right.
It's just the nature of the beast until it hits trial.
Yeah, so there's a lot more coming. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Netflix finally gives a release date and release it, right? And it's coming.
I think you're teasing me on this. I don't think it's actually
no. I think it's coming because I heard that they already have a second season in the works for this. So the first release has got to be really juicy. We know it's going to be juicy because of all the crap that happened last year.
Wait, I want to hear a date.
March-ish.
Yeah, you threw a dart at that, didn't you?
Is what I heard. Yeah,
March. You threw a dart.
March-ish.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Second season of Wednesday is going to be out before the Netflix releases the one thing we want. So.
Yeah,
right. But again, we all want to see it, and honestly, whatever the first night is, we need to have a party so that we can watch it.
Popcorn.
Be down. Yeah,
literally have popcorn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there's going to be a lot to talk through when that happens, and I just want to hear the comments from the players. And now the players are the ones that, for the most part, have been pretty. Hey, I don't care. You do you, I'll do me. Fitzpatrick just released something that said when he was asked about the players going over to Live, he goes, I don't care if you go, just don't come back. Which, okay, that's maybe a little bit strong. If Live collapses in 2 or 3 years, because money's not forever, even though they have almost a bottomless pit, you don't get a TV contract. They don't get sponsors. They don't get people to buy into their stupidly named teams. God, I hate those team names.
I do.
God, I hate them. They're so annoying. Then a product. They're not producing any. They're not bringing their own talent in. That's a major thing, right? Liv's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I think the product could be decent. I love the team aspect. We've talked about that before. Hopefully they'll have an event around here we can go to, Jeff. That would be great.
Well, Chicago last year. I had their schedule up actually,
and maybe if it's a weekend, Aaron can join us. I know Aaron's got wedding plans, so his time off is going to be limited. With
yeah.
So, but if they can get, there's nothing around on the announced schedule. There's nothing around us. So hopefully on the next 7 events, there's something around us. We can actually go to an event and see it.
Excuse me. Singapore is reachable and also a really nice place to go. I've been there.
It's reachable.
It's reachable. We can get there if we needed to. I mean, if we had to go.
It's a bit of a flight, but it is a nice place to go.
Yeah, right now it just looks like Arizona, Oklahoma, and West Virginia.
And then overseas. Yeah.
When's the Arizona event? That doesn't conflict at all with the waste management, does it? Or
no, March.
Not the waste management anymore.
Yeah, March.
That not far off from it, is it?
What's that called? What's it called now?
It's not the waste management. No, they changed it.
Name.
Yeah, that's not far off. I know that.
It's now the Phoenix Open.
And
it's going to be played this year. Looks like in February.
So they're pretty close together.
Pretty close.
It's a full month apart. Actually, 5 weeks.
Full month. That's a little further apart than I thought. So I don't know. I want to see Liv. I want to see the product up close for myself. The fans that have gone there that I've talked to or heard from in stories, things like that, say it's a great event. It's a lot of fun for the fans to go to. So, and the PGA Tour events are stuffy. So,
yeah. And so it also depends what you're looking for, right? Are you looking for the traditional golf atmosphere where there's at least a little bit of decorum, or are you looking for the 16th hole at the Phoenix Open every hole?
Party, yeah.
So
I'd also say too, I mean, the stuffiness is probably due to the fact that every player there is trying their absolute hardest at all times. I mean, it's 100% on the entire time that they're playing.
Yeah, but if you're number 4 man on the Stingers, I mean, you don't necessarily.
That's true. That's true.
I'm anxious to see the broadcasts on the events this year with some of the changes they made. Harry Higgs was brutal with the PGA Tour broadcast teams and saying they got to change it because it sucks. He wasn't far off. I mean, I did like some of it. I thought the experience on the commentators from playing perspective and on the course, I think that was fun to listen to. I did not enjoy the broadcast on Live very much, but I think they have a lot of kinks to work out on that. So it can only get better there, right? So, and
they've made some changes for this year, so they've got some different names coming over that should add a little bit to the broadcast. The PGA gets they're announcing, especially on some of the not premier tournaments, like you can tell some people wanted some time off. So you're like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Who is this guy? I never heard this name. You usually do basketball. I can tell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. So, what do you guys got? You can bring anything to the table other than what we've already talked about?
LPGA. Let's not forget.
They're
ladies
coming up here, right? The end of the month.
Not this week, but next week. So. They play their first event, starts tee off on the 19th, and It is the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. They'll be playing in Orlando, Florida, January 19th. Yeah, 1.5 million. We got to remember, this is going to be a record purse year for the LPGA.
That's right.
So we had a great year last year. They bumped the money up. That trend has continued. Lots of nice purses. As a matter of fact, the U.S. Women's Open is a $10 million purse this year.
That's awesome.
The tournament before that, the KPMG Women's PGA Championship's a $9 million purse.
Ooh.
So
nice.
Yeah. So they're seeing some decent increases in their purses. But they're starting off. Lydia Ko is ranked number 1 in the world right now. So she's going to be the odds-on favorite to have a stellar season. I think Lexi Thompson wins everything this year. But that's always my starting point, and then I go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch some ladies events this year. And there's quite a few. There's a handful around us. So definitely something we could do on a weekend is go see.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I always enjoy watching them play. There's the crowds are a little bit less, so the access that you have to the players, you can get a lot closer than some of the bigger PGA events.
That'd be a good time.
It is a good time. So I think.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I was looking at the schedule. New Jersey, a lot in the East Coast, 3 events in a row in New Jersey, and then go back to New Jersey a couple weeks later. But they do have the Greater Toledo LPGA Classic being played at Highland Meadows in Sylvania.
Nice.
And you know what? July 14th, the second day of that tournament, happens to be my birthday.
So I think maybe this year for our birthday, because my birthday is just before yours, maybe we do this.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Go there and spend at least one day there watching the event and having a good meal, right? That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good.
When they come into this area, then they play the following weekend in Midland, Michigan, which isn't that far away either. So a couple of events back to back. It's
not. Actually, this might be our opportunity to apply for media credentials now that our website ampedgolf.com is up, and maybe get some interviews in and get some access that we wouldn't normally have. That would be very neat, very, very cool. So
yeah,
I think that would be a great birthday experience for you and I, Mike, and I think Aaron should be there for that.
I would love to share that with you guys. That'd be great.
That would be great. That would be great. So that's all I got for this week. Aaron, did you bring anything else?
I have one thing I want to talk about, and it's not
Fire
anything
away.
Crazy. It's more of like a hypothetical. So new year. And the new year, there's always the same talk about 2 players. So we got Rory Mcilroy, who needs the Masters to win the career Grand Slam, and Jordan Spieth, who needs the PGA Championship. Do any of them do it this year? Do you see Rory winning the Masters, or do you see Spieth winning the PGA Championship, and we have another historic moment? Is that happening this year? Do you think?
So I think here's my prediction. I'm going to be probably the only person in the entire golf world that would make this prediction, but I'm just going to take a swing at it. I think that we're due for something pretty spectacular, right? I mean, if there's a such thing as a world karmic reserve, all the crap that's gone on the past few years, I think we're due. I think they both do it this year.
Wow! Dang. Okay. See, I'm kind of on the same wave.
Wow.
Like wavelength, like it's been a crappy couple of years. Nothing crazy has happened for a long time. Like
it's been a crappy couple of years. Did you forget last year?
COVID, everything like that. I'm just saying, nothing monumental.
Yeah. I'd like to see those both put that final notch in that.
Wow. You know what I meant? Like, I'm talking about like in golfing terms,
I know, but last year was amazing with Scheffler starting the year off on fire.
Listen, that's great. That's not historic. That is not like this.
Was it amazing?
It's not historic. He set the single season earning record. How can you say that's not historic?
Well, there was more money available to win, so you know.
Oh my God.
Listen, I would say that I'm on the same page as Jeff for something's gonna happen. Do I want both of them to win? Yes. But I'm gonna say at least one of them is gonna win and complete the career Grand Slam this year.
I love both players, and I'm with you. I think having them both win to complete the career Grand Slam in the same year,
right? That'd be
holy shit, amazing.
Unbelievable.
Right.
I mean, holy shit, amazing.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. Do either of them have the same chance as the other to win a major? No, I believe Rory's chance to win is better than Jordan's. I do. If Rory can come back, right, and pick up exactly where he left off, and the odds of that happening are pretty slim, because how often does it actually happen since Tiger?
Right.
It doesn't happen that often.
You know what they say, Mike? If wishes were fishes.
Yeah. If he can come back and keep that play going, his chance to win a Masters got to be pretty high.
I gotta agree with you. I say Jordan shows us the Jordan Spieth of old. I think it happens. I think it happens.
I would love to see it. I would love to see him do well. I want to see JT win multiple times this year. I think that would be special too. I would love to see Morikawa come back and just post.
Right. So he's another one that I was going to talk about because he could. I mean, he only has to win 2 more, right? Because he's won an Open and the PGA Championship, so he's right there with them technically. So I mean, if he wins the Masters and the U.S. Open, like he's also in that running, but he could win one other major this year and then be in that group of will they or won't they? You know?
Yeah.
Now, here's another question. Does the 151st Open Championship do anything to compete with last year's? Right? Cam, the way he played on that final day and Rory unable to post anything other than a par.
I think there's drama. I think it'd be exciting to see. They had really decent weather there this year for the Open, for most of the Open Championship. So
I think it's going to be a lot more dramatic because they won't be playing at St. Andrews.
Right. Where are they playing it at this
I'm
year?
looking that up right now. They're playing at Royal Liverpool this year.
Oh, Royal Liverpool. Okay.
That's all right. That's all right. And are we going to hear the same chance if Tiger shows up that he shouldn't have played and he should have taken that walk across the bridge and sailed off into the sunset like everybody else before him that retired?
You know what he's been doing? He's been rehabbing that leg.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's got. I want to see him play.
Yeah, me too. I want to see him play.
I want to see him play
until
too.
he doesn't want to anymore, you know?
And you know what? If he goes out there, I'd be the first one to say, if he goes out there and he's wincing all the time and limping on that leg, I'll be the first one to say, okay, you know what? It might have been too much for the leg. Take what you got, build the game from another direction.
Right.
But if he can go out there and hit the ball still, then he's got at least anybody out there to win. But
I was just thinking about that earlier today. I mean, it was like a couple hours before the podcast, and I was like, "Oh shit!" this another year is coming in, and there's 2 opportunities for it to happen. So it was just something that I thought could be fun.
The final wraparound. Final wraparound.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's right.
Right. We're going back to a standard golf year after this for I don't know, at least a couple of years before they decide to change it all up again, right? And compete with another startup league that they don't like. I don't know, whatever. So it's just I'm still annoyed with Monahan. I say he's
the wrong guy in the job, but
I still think he's the wrong guy, and I still think Greg Norman's the wrong guy for Liv.
I
think Liv has a place. I do love that team. I do really, really, the more I think about it, love that team aspect to Liv.
You like the team names. That's what you
They're his favorite thing, Jeff. Didn't you know? He loves those.
We need the
You know what? I'm gonna get you
team.
For your birthday. I'm gonna get you a little
Niblix
jersey. Yeah.
You're gonna give me a little Niblix.
The one that you
jersey?
said looks like a butthole. That's the one I'm gonna get you.
Yep. right, like in the middle on his back.
Yeah.
Right? That's where the logo should be.
Yeah.
And we love you, Mike.
Man. Shout out to Zach Radford and the Ostrich brand. If you haven't watched Zach on YouTube, he's a pretty cool guy to watch. He plays around. Hey, Aaron, did you see Jeff? You don't do a ton of YouTube golf, right? You don't follow a ton of the golfers on YouTube. There's 2 guys out of Oklahoma, Busted Jack.
Yeah, I've watched a bunch of their stuff. Yeah, they're good.
They're doing they're going to play around in all 50 states, like the best course in all 50 states with just a random followers in that state. So
that's what they're doing all year. They're going to 50 golf courses, and it's going to be crazy.
I have one thing to say to you, Mike, and when you're having your conversation, Ross Memorial Golf Course, 18 of the best holes from Donald Ross is available to play. Just saying.
Where?
Is that the one is that the French one in French Lick?
Not in French Lick. It's
where is it?
What's the one in French Lick?
So there is a Ross course in French Lick, visible from the Pete Dye course, from the 15th tee. You can see the Donald Ross course.
Well, I have a $300 gift certificate.
I know.
Play golf there, so we need to set that up.
I'm already saving money right now, so whenever we want to pull the trigger on that, we're good to go.
Yeah, and
I'm ready.
That's going to be spectacular.
I'm absolutely ready.
What's the one that you played? Was it last year or the year before, Jeff? Or you said there wasn't a flat lie on the course?
That was the Pete Dye course in French.
That was the Pete Dye course?
Yeah,
I just want to see the volcano bunkers.
Yeah. Oh, dude, no, you don't. You say that.
Yeah.
You say you want.
I do.
I want to see them. I don't want to be in them.
No, I want to be in it. I want the full experience.
Oh, you'll be in them. Trust me. You're not going to avoid them.
Perfect.
Dude, Zach Radford played that course and he took a shot out of the volcano bunker. So you got to go watch it. It was pretty cool. He's got some great content. So they don't call him the king of sting for nothing. Actually, people were giving him shit for hitting stingers. I'm like, that's what the dude's known for. Why wouldn't he hit a stinger?
Stinger
And
all
when
day.
you can hit a stinger 280 yards, yeah, I'll take that all day long.
What shot did I put in my bag last year? The driving stinger out in the fairway.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah, get that ball rolling. And the fairways were firm last
I
year.
know.
So
we
get that ball rolling.
Use the shot you can play, right?
It's perfect. Yeah. I'm off Monday. Anybody else off Monday?
Nope.
No.
Mother truckers.
It's a bank holiday, and you work at a bank, so
I do. I might have to go hit a simulator on Monday.
There you
go. It's been a while. Sarah got me a great Christmas gift. It's different grass, fake grass. So
Nice.
it simulates the rough. I mean, Aaron fluffed it up, right? And that ball would sit down in that stuff pretty good. So I'm anxious to put that into play in the garage and see how it hits out of that.
Nice.
Lots of good stuff coming out. A lot of content on YouTube for golf right now. It really feels like the manufacturers and the tours are going after these YouTubers and getting them more exposure, which is only good for the game.
Yep.
I don't care if you're a live devotee, LPGA, PGA Tour, whoever you follow, get out and enjoy the game, right? Because it's about growing a game and having fun.
A lot of simulators. A lot of simulators popping up in areas that don't have golf available right now. So take a look around. People are able to put them in for a lot less. We've got some here in town now.
We got the one in Defiance here now.
I think we have two now, actually.
Two.
I think there's another one. I'll have to get where it is. And Mary got they're starting a league, and like a team league event at the simulator that's going to run for a few weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So find a simulator. They're really getting good. If you've had bad experience with simulator, go look at them again. Find a good one because they're out there.
Yes, they are.
And Mary, I love you. But if you're going to go to a simulator, keep it going. Keep it going. Drop the ball. Get the camera going. Hit the ball. Next. Got to go faster. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining us this week. We really appreciate everybody. The season's just getting started. There's a lot of golf to come. And will Spieth and Rory both win the same year? Can JT win multiple times? Can Morikawa do it? Will Rahm build off of this and have another spectacular season and take over number one? There's a lot of stuff happening. So, and what's going to happen with Liv? Who are they going to sign? Where the next 7 events going to be? Stay tuned, because if there's an event anywhere drivable from us, we're going to go to it and we're going to check it out. Mike from Al's Kitchen thought about joining us and setting up a tent and doing some cooking there if we could get that done, and doing some content there, doing a podcast live from there, things like that. So lots of stuff on the horizon. Looking forward to this year. It's going to be a good year. Hopefully we all have more fun on the course than we've had in the past, and play from the tees that suits you and have some fun. This is a game that's supposed to be fun. So I forgot that and found it again at the end of last year. So I'm looking forward to playing. So thanks for joining us.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.